PM, GM, back with, this time, psychology. I think you can see that clearly there. So this is the basic model: conception, perception, expression, integration, action, reflection, inception. Psycho, neuro, social, form, self, life, will, and mind. This can also be presented in a very similar way that links directly to physos, or physical form. And here we have a circular or a spherical model. So feel free to screenshot that or freeze frame it and have a look. This once again has been published on social media. It is not a recognized doctrine, as per what I disclosed in the sociology dissertation that I gave. I have yet to attend university. I am preparing to attend university, so these writings remain unreviewed and without accreditation. So that will come in the future. We'll keep working towards that, and hopefully see a PhD or a doctorate attached to my name at some point. So this is called psyche. Simply, it is a model based off of DNA structure, as well as a study of RNA. DNA and RNA form patterns, and those patterns create the complexity of our being. That being said, the patterns that are created within DNA and RNA, the actual production, the synthesis and reproduction, they have to come from somewhere. So the basis for that, I believe, are the cycles of the Earth, we move around the Earth around the Sun around the galaxy, and the different cycles within or without the universe, depending on how we'd like to look at it. I'm just going to show something really quickly. So these are some diagrams, or this is part of what I did for COVID response. There's structures that focus on virology and specifically RNA synthesis, as viruses are based off RNA, and although are unique in their own right, follow certain patterns. And using our experiences in battling COVID-19, we're able to better understand what those cycles and processes are. In turn, if we apply them to other areas of science, using essentially like an amoeba, we are creating a new definition and understanding of what DNA synthesis actually is. As such, our psyche is evolving, and it's ever evolving along with our DNA structure, our physical being, our spiritual being, and this dissertation is a thesis that has been submitted to the University of Windsor in Ontario, Canada. I was accepted into the program twice. Unfortunately, I couldn't attend. The reason being was custody. It's a very complicated situation. Part of it is political, part of it is judicial, and in between is where I ended up, in the forensic mental health system. As a result, some of my works have been censored, and this is the first opportunity I've had to actually publish freely on social media and things like YouTube. So some of you will come through the X link to YouTube. Some of you will find it just on YouTube, hopefully, when it gets some exposure. All those links can be found in my link tree. Link bit.ly/NGJANSEN, linktree/NG So we'll start in this first part of the series with the abstract of the document. The document is actually close to 50 pages long, so I will be recording in stages over the next 2 to 3 hours, and hopefully it will be of benefit, and you can stay with me as I try and explain some complex processes, some simple processes, and ultimately come back to this model, which is a vast simplification of the complexity of our human nature. Psyche by Nicholas Gerald Jansen. Abstract. The following contains a model of the psyche as both a functional structure for the purpose of study and therapy and temporal relative guideline for the characterization and classification of and as behavioral typology. This dynamic is represented as a system of natural development and reflects the influences of nature and nurture in the evolution and adaptation of the human mind. It establishes a time-dependent injury manifestation, those dissimilar to comparable models as the coding of genetics is represented here. Nurturance is the basis for Freud's structure, while Piaget attempts to effect a fluid dynamic that is transient as well as non-adherent to any type of age-related periods or environmental constructs. This differs from the presented theory, which argues time-relative factors, whilst retaining a dynamic structure that can vary widely based on individual lifespan and type of living. Accordingly, an accessibility mechanism is produced by use of measures formulated on this basis through passive analysis, structured in a manner that delivers active intervention. The construct of the model is partially validated by existing markers of physiological development and classification of periods of growth as stages, in this case, groupings of correlative functional milestones represented as a completion of thought formation. As such, the described patterns and structures are established and presented for use as, at the very least, an alternative method of psychotherapy. The keywords for this abstract are psychology, development, psychoanalysis, developmental psychology, psyche, mind, individuality, Freud, Piaget, physiology, theory, reflective resonance, coincidental convergence, resultant consequence, assessment, evaluation, social psychology, DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, constructs, orientation, cooperation, manifestation, temporal dynamic, human mind, and brain.